Okay, cool. I think we are set up. So, also, hi. Usual kind of things that we practice with. So, if you have your two blocks, grab your two blocks. If you have a blanket, you might want to grab a blanket here. And hopefully these will all be kind of things that we've done together already, so there should be some sense of familiarity with them. We'll use the same words, our little kind of I am here, I am present, and I trust myself as we go through. And feel free to kind of repeat those words in the space that you're in if you want to, or you can kind of repeat them in your head if you prefer. But we'll start in our seat. So you might want to grab your block or two blocks to sit on. Just so you know, this little thing is a microphone that I'm holding in my hands. I haven't clipped it to my clothing just because it tends to ruffle a little bit or rustle a little bit, and I will place it down in just a moment. So finding a comfortable seat somewhere on your mat. We'll take a moment just to kind of wriggle into that sense of comfort here. So maybe before we really kind of do anything particular, just have a wriggle out through your shoulders here, circles around, or kind of movements around in your neck here. Find what it is you need to start thinking about bringing your awareness inwards towards your body here. And eventually we might land our hands somewhere on our body. So perhaps that's on the knees or on the thighs here. You could close down the eyes if you want to, or you could find something out in front of you to focus on. Maybe it's your candle, maybe it's something on the ground. But either way, again, bringing back that sense of kind of drawing things inwards slightly, or coming inwards here. And we'll take a few breaths together just to kind of begin our practice. So here we'll take a deep breath in through the nose, and then a full exhale through the mouth. We'll repeat that 5 more times. So breath in through the nose, and then full exhale out. Breath in through the nose, and full exhale out. Breath in through the nose, full exhale out. Or maybe one more together here. Breath in, and exhaling out. You're really welcome to repeat that pattern a couple of times here if you want to. Or we'll look to come back to our natural breath just for a moment here. And maybe tuning into how your breath feels today. Whether it feels fairly slow, whether it feels steady, whether it feels a little bit quicker. And then to kind of guide us through our practice, we'll look to find that slow, steady, but repetitious breath here. So maybe not quite your natural breath, it might be slightly longer on the inhale and exhale. So if we kind of start together, again, there's a slow, steady inhale through the nose, and a slow, steady exhale through the nose as well. And then repeating that here, so slow, steady inhale, and slow, steady exhale. And then repeating that here in your own time. So we're looking again for that sense of kind of rhythm with your breath. Slow breath, sense of steadiness. From here, we might start to bring our palms towards each other around the center of the chest. And we'll find that little bit of heat and warmth that we've been working with here. So rubbing hands together, creating warmth and friction kind of between the hands here. We'll place that wherever you want to place it. Could be your chest, could be your face, could be somewhere else on your body. Just tuning in to that sense of warmth that you're sending yourself here. So that sense of warmth that you are sending your body, your mind, and your breath. And then we'll repeat our words as well here together. And you might find your rhythm of breath. And then repeating, I am here. I am present. And I trust myself. I am here. I am present. And I trust myself. And then gently releasing those words into your practice space. We'll start to wriggle around with the toes a little bit here, and then can you wriggle around with the fingers? Take a few circles around with your wrists here, circling in both directions, just saying hello to maybe a few kind of clicks and pops of the joints here. And we'll take that into a few kind of bigger movements with the arms today. So if we bring our hands back towards our heart, and then on an inhale, slowly reaching the hands upwards here, drawing the hands wide and then all the way around until we come back together at the heart. So it's a circular movement, and again, maybe with the breath, inhale, lifting up towards the sky. Exhale, drawing wide. Again, palms come back together at the heart. And we'll take that one more time. So just kind of slowly moving a little bit through the shoulder joint. And this can be more of a soft movement, or it can be a little bit more exaggerated or expressive. Depends how you're feeling today. On the next one though, can we take the hands up towards the sky and pause there? So we're reaching the hands overhead. Our right palm turns out towards the right, and then can we take our right hand down towards the ground? If you've got your block, maybe grab yourself your block, place it underneath your palm here. And then the top hand starts to reach up and over towards the right side as well. This hand that's overhead, maybe the palm is turned down, so it's facing towards the ground. And there's a softness in the elbow below here. So bend this right elbow as much as you need. You can always walk your block a little bit further away or closer to you. And then can this top hand to start to find some circles again here. And again, maybe you take 3 circles in one direction, 3 circles in the other direction. Listening to how the side of your body feels here. So that left side, maybe there's a little bit of kind of opening or stretch down the left side of your body. And we're going to take that to the opposite side here. So if we lift ourselves up, and again, you can kind of move your block around here, placing the block underneath your left hand this time. Right hand reaches up and then over towards the left. And exactly the same. Take a moment just to kind of nestle into the position first. And then your top hand again might start to take some circles around here. So circles in one direction, and then again circles in the opposite direction as well. Let's take one more slow, steady breath in this space. And then again, can we lift all the way back up here before we find our twists, taking a few rolls again through the shoulders. Wow, live wriggle around. We'll come into our twists, and again, you might want to use your block. Notice I've got the block on the left side, and we're going to kind of cue towards the left today. So right hand finds your left knee, left hand might grab your block, and your block might go slightly behind. thinking about that sense of lift and lengthening up through the spine here. Chin is ever so slightly tucked as you look over your left shoulder. And then again, in the pose, can we think about the breath kind of moving up and down through the body here? So it's like counterintuitive way. On the inhale, maybe the breath draws up all the way to the top of the head. And on the exhale, it kind of sinks back down through the back of your body here. So inhale to draw up through the front of the body. And then exhale to sink back down into the space. And we'll take one more here. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, sinking. And then slowly unraveling to center. Again, we'll repeat the same on the other side. So your block goes behind, left hand finds right knee. So right hand somewhere behind you in that space here. And you think about lifting up quite tall through the torso. Inhales again will lift up through the front of the body, and exhales might travel down through the back of the body here. So even though maybe that's not how the breath actually flows, maybe that's where we think about the breath kind of energetically going today, or our awareness and focus energetically going. Again, chin is slightly tucked as you look over your right shoulder. And then really gently coming back through to center here. Take one more wriggle out through the shoulders. Maybe it's a slightly different wriggle or a little bit more kind of a wobble around here. We're going to move onto our hands and onto our knees, so into our tabletop. You might want to have your blocks just off to the side for a moment, but if you keep them within distance, reaching distance, and they're there if you need them. So we'll come around onto hands and onto knees. Hands again roughly underneath shoulders, knees roughly underneath your hips here. And we'll take our cat-cows, just as we often do here, maybe 10 rounds here together. So up to you if you tuck or untuck the toes, but inhale, dropping the belly down to look forward, tailbone turns towards the sky. And then exhaling into your cat pose, looking towards the knees. On an inhale, again coming into your cow pose, looking forwards. And then exhaling to find your cat. Inhale the cow pose. Can you really sink the front of the body down here? The chin pushes slightly forwards. And then exhale, really rounding upwards through the shoulders, pushing your hands actively to ground. Inhaling into your cow pose. And exhaling into your cat. And again, keeping that movement going here, but feel free to add any other kind of wriggles around as you do this. So movement with the hips is always really welcome here. Maybe there's a circular movement with the head moving around. Great. And then we'll come back through to center. We're going to take our hands over towards the left side of our mat here. So if you were to take your right hand where your left hand is, and then your left hand slightly off to the side. So we've done these once before, our cat-cows, but with a slight kind of side stretch on it too. And you can be in control. You can take your hands further round, or you can take your hands less further round. We'll take 3 cat-cows on this side as well here. So dropping the belly down, looking forwards. And then exhaling into your cat. Inhaling again into your cow pose. Exhaling into your cat. Let's take one more round on this side. So inhaling into your cow pose. Exhaling into your cat. Awesome. And then we will walk the hands to center. Same thing, but towards the right. So your left hand goes where the right hand is. Right hand out to side. And then dropping the belly down to find your cow pose. Exhaling into your cat. Inhaling into cow pose. Exhaling into your cat. One more, inhaling into your cow pose. And then exhaling into your cat. We're going to walk our hands again back through to center here. We're going to sit back onto our heels from here. So you might bring your knees slightly closer together, sitting back onto your heels. So glutes come down somewhere onto the heels, and then just again taking a slow roll through the shoulders here. Maybe it's just 2 rolls through the shoulders. We're going to lift up onto the knees again for a moment here, just to move around with the arms in a slightly different way. So if you want anything underneath your knees, you could pop a blanket under the knees here, and it's up to you if you tuck or untuck toes. I tend to find tuck of the toes feels a little bit stable for me. Glutes are pulling slightly forwards, so the hips here are kind of pushed forwards, or we're keeping the hips stacked over the knees. And then again, inhales, reach the hands up towards the sky. Exhales, draw the elbows wide, so we're finding that kind of cactus arm shape. And then let's reach the hands back down. We're just going to take that twice more here. So inhale, scooping the hands up. Maybe you think about scooping breath. And then exhale, drawing wide. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, drawing wide. And then as we draw wide, sitting back onto the heels, and the hands come all the way back down onto our heart space. So into that space around the chest here. And maybe you even let the chin just drop down here for a moment. So we just did some kind of opening, and we're going to counter that just by closing the space back down here. And again, we might repeat, I am here. I am present. I trust myself. Slow, steady breaths. I am here. I am present. I trust myself. We'll move back into our tabletop from here. So no particular way, hands might come down towards your mat. We'll move into our first downward facing dog of our practice today. So toes tuck here, knees lift, and then take that bit of time to kind of wriggle out through your downward facing dog. So you might bend one knee and then bend the opposite knee. Maybe you're thinking about spreading the fingertips again wide on your mat here. In our downward facing dog, maybe we're thinking about lengthening from our spine. So from our fingertips even all the way up towards the tailbone. Maybe more so than lengthening through the back of the legs. Unless, of course, that feels good today, in which case lean into it. Great. We're going to look forwards from here and then slowly walk our feet all the way up towards our hands. I'm going to come roughly towards the center of my jet mat just for kind of camera things, but you could be somewhere near the top of your mat if you like. And then just for a moment, letting the hands kind of dangle down towards the ground. You can be more lifted. There's a softness in the knees, or we're not kind of locking out through the knee joint here. And then there's that gentle sway side to side. Hands can always rest on the thighs here. Or maybe they're kind of dangling down towards the ground somewhere. But wherever you are, can you then push into your feet and slowly roll all the way up to standing. So eventually we come towards standing. I just about fit into the camera here. Welcome to my bedroom. We'll take a few standing sun salutations together here. So again, take somewhere where your feet feel comfortable. Maybe that's underneath your hips here, toes forwards. Maybe even the inside of the feet are roughly parallel here. A slight softness in the knees and palms again facing forwards. On an inhale, we'll reach the hands up towards the sky. And then exhale, slowly folding forwards and down. Inhaling to lift halfway, hands find shins or knees. Exhaling to fold forwards and down. Inhaling to reach all the way back up towards the sky. And we'll repeat that twice more here. So exhale, folds you forwards and down. Inhale lifts you halfway. Exhale, folds you down. Inhale, reaching all the way back up towards the sky. And then exhale again, folding forward and down. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, folding down. On an inhale, reaching all the way up towards the sky. And again, can we bring our palms to meet on our chest again here. As we stand here, maybe lifting the heels, so coming onto your toes and then dropping the heels back down, lifting all of the toes up. And we'll repeat that twice more. See if it can be a really slow movement as you lift heels, place them down, lifting toes, lifting heels, placing them down, lifting toes, and then finding that sense of almost kind of evenness between the 2 feet here. So if you need to rock side to side to help find that, take a gentle rock. And you might again release the hands alongside the body. Breath in and breath out. Maybe a few exhales through the mouth here. So deep breath in and exhaling out. Breath in, exhaling out. One more breath in, exhaling out. And then tucking the chin down. We'll start to roll back down here. Soften the knees as you come down and let the hands kind of draw down all the way towards the ground. And as you start to come down, we're going to drop the knees back down here. We're going to go all the way towards the ground. So in a child's pose, as you start to come down, your knees might go a little bit wider, toes towards each other, and then either landing on your forearms. If you want to go down lower, you could reach your hands forward here. And if the ground seems quite far away, grab a block and place a block underneath the forehead here, just that your forehead has something to land on for a little bit of support in the position. And we'll take a few, again, slow breaths in our child's pose. If you prefer hands sweeping to the side, take the hands wide or even wrap them behind you here. Breath in and breath out. And really gently lifting your torso back up. So we'll come back to our cat-cows. And then we're going to start to kind of move on to our back and take a few twists down on our back today. So again, 3 rounds of cat-cows together. Inhale to drop the belly down, looking forwards. Exhaling to find your cat pose. Inhaling to come into your cow pose, looking forwards. And then again, exhaling into your cat. One more round here. Inhale, pulling forwards. Exhaling into your cat. And then from here, we are going to come onto our sit bones. We are taking our feet over to one side, and I'm going to again turn to face you, but sit wherever you want to on your mat. In fact, I can't turn to face you because I'm rolling down onto my back and I will hit myself on the wardrobe. So your feet might want to be out in front of you here. And in a moment, we will come down onto our back. We're just going to take a gentle kind of twisty sway before we do. So your feet want to be fairly kind of planted on the mat here. I have mine roughly the width distance of my hips. Hands go behind. Doesn't matter which way your fingers are pointing. Just find what feels comfortable with you. The shoulders are roughly over your hands. And then we're simply kind of swaying the knees side to side here. Can be a small sway, can be a really big sway. And then if you want to make it more twisty, as the knees go over to the left, looking over your right shoulder, and then as the knees go over to the right, looking over your left shoulder. So it's that kind of sway movement side to side here. And we're taking a couple more. Great. And then from here, lifting the chest back up. Make sure you have enough space behind you to come down onto your back. If you want socks, jumper, anything to keep yourself cozy and warm here, grab what you need. We're going to take a very gentle roll down, so hands might find front of shins, and then slowly sliding your hands down your body all the way down until you come onto your back here. And then once you do land, you might bring your knees in towards the chest, so either taking hold of your knees, you can take hold of back of thighs if you prefer. And then starting to find a bit of a wriggle around here on your back. So knees can sway side to side, or you could take circles around with the knees here. But just that sense of kind of rolling out around your lower back, or maybe the back of the pelvis here. And we're going to take this movement into our twists. So when you feel ready, we'll take our knees over towards the left here. So knees sway over towards your left. And you can kind of bring the knees closer to you, or you can send them much further away. Up to you with the arms, really. If you feel like you want to spread out wide, take your arms in a T shape here. You could also rest your hands on your torso. So again, that sense of kind of hands are warm maybe, and you're sending that warmth here inwards to the torso. Whichever way you have the knees, so knees maybe are to the left, you might turn your head slightly in the opposite direction. We'll take again maybe 3 slow steady breaths here on this side. Perhaps noticing how your breath is moving through the body. So when we're twisted here through the torso, maybe the breath is going in a slightly different pattern, or you can feel it more in a different area of the body here. Excuse me. And we'll take that to the opposite side. So we're gently coming to center. You can take a pause in the center before you go to the other side if you want to. And then we're going to sway our knees over towards the right. And again, you can move your knees closer to you or further away. Knees don't have to be stacked here either. You can definitely have one knee higher. But what you might be looking for is the sense of that kind of twisty, stretchy feeling somewhere down the left side of your body. And that could be that it's really low around the outside edge of your hip. It might be that it's up somewhere higher. And again, use or choose where you want your hands to be, wide, or maybe they rest somewhere on your torso here. And we'll do the same, those 3 slow, steady breaths into this space. And again, noticing how the breath kind of moves through your torso, or moves around the chest and lungs whilst you're in a twisted position. And then again, we'll go back through to center here, and we'll just take any kind of wriggle out that you want to take before we come into our rest. So it might be that you just kind of move a little bit. You might want to circle again through wrists. You might want to take a stretch of some kind. Excuse me. And then we'll set up for our rest. And I'm going to talk us through a 5 bodies meditation today. I'll take us through a fairly short variation, but as this is a video, you can kind of slide the video off and just stay there for longer if you want to. I will kind of bring it to a close, but you can just ignore that bit if you want to and stay resting for longer. So before we do, I want to get as comfortable as you can. So you should have hopefully a blanket somewhere. You could cozy yourself up in a blanket here. You could take blocks again underneath the back of the knees. If you have a pillow for the head, maybe a pillow would be comfy as well. I'm just going to seat myself for this though, just so you can hear my voice a little bit better. And I can keep an eye on the time as well. So whilst you're finding something comfy down low, I'll just kind of set myself up in a seat here. And whilst you're setting up comfortable resting position and doing those small little kind of choices within this of where you want your hands to be placed. Is it overhead? Are they a little bit wide? Is it somewhere on your belly or torso? Is it somewhere on your knees? Wherever your hands want to rest here. And then maybe you close down the eyes, or maybe the eyes stay open today. You choose. And I'll start to guide us through our 5 bodies meditation. The idea is that there's a few kind of different layers of this to try and really connect inwards and to a sense of rest right in the center of our bodies, right in the center of perhaps our being. So to start with, you might bring your awareness to the physical space around you, so to the room around you, maybe to the sound of your candle flickering, or maybe this gentle breeze coming in from the window, the level of the light that's around you, so those kind of external things to your body. And then from those things, can we start to journey inwards here? So journeying to your physical body, maybe to your arms, your legs, your torso, and your head. So all of those things together here. Your physical body. And maybe there's a few sensations happening in that physical body. I'm tuning into those here. It's that very real, very tangible thing we can bring our awareness to, our physical body. And then from our physical body, we might journey deeper still towards our breath. So tuning into your rhythm of breath, your flow of breath, and maybe it's a more natural breath. If this is a moment where you want to take a few deeper breaths, maybe you take a few deeper breaths here. But from that external space to our physical body, to our breath. And maybe for a moment here to our thinking mind. It's that place of wonderful intelligence and creativity. The place that stores all of our thoughts. And peeling deeper into our mind, can we tune into our feeling here? Maybe this is our emotion, or our feeling. And that last place we might draw towards is the very center of being. Maybe it's slightly deeper than feeling in our mind. Maybe it's connecting to our kind of true self, or our sense of presence. Some people might think of this as a spirit or a soul. Maybe there's one word in there that kind of resonates to you, so whether it's your center, your spirit, your soul, your sense of self. Something that's kind of deep within you, and it's right there, right in the center. Can we perhaps let that place know that it's okay to rest here? We can perhaps rest whilst we are held in our practice. This little container of practice and space together. You can always kind of journey yourself back through any of those layers. Bring yourself back in and out. Maybe you stay right there in the center. Maybe that space again is a place where we can send ourselves gratitude and send ourselves a really big thank you for taking this bit of time out of the day just to kind of come to our mat and move around. So if it's helpful, you could place your hand here somewhere on your torso, maybe on your chest, maybe it's even both hands. Just tuning into the place where you've rested your hand here. So that sense of touch to yourself, maybe a sense of warmth to yourself, a sense of gratitude and kindness. And we'll take a few breaths together to close here. So deep breath in and exhaling out. Breath in and exhaling. One more breath in and exhaling. We're going to leave our practice here for today. I'm going to send you a thank you over the video. I will see you very soon. You can kind of slide into rest if you want to here, or if you need to head off into your day, maybe give it a little bit of a kind of shake and a shimmy as you come out here. And I will end the video here, and we'll see you very soon.